this crowd. I must have caught everybody totally off guard. Let's try that again. Everybody together now. Howdy, folks.
Howdy!
That's more like it. We are Deadwood Alive. We bring history alive 6 days a week, all summer long. And this is our last day of the regular season. So we are lucky enough to have a huge crowd here today. Now, each of these days during the summer, and including tonight, we finish off the day with the trial of Jack McCall right up at the top end of Main Street. Now, by applause, how many of you folks know who Jack McCall was? For those of you that don't know, Jack McCall is the fellow that shot our friend Wild Bill Hickok inside the saloon number 10. Now, by doing that, he kind of put Deadwood on the map for something other than those millions of dollars worth of gold that they found here. And he went on trial for that murder the very next day, right here in town, and that's what we reenact. We get all the history in there and a whole lot of fun. Now, if you would like to come to that show, I recommend that you get your tickets in advance because we have limited seating due to social distancing. Just check with the judge right down there at that information chuck wagon. He's got tickets for you. They're only $6 for adults, $5 for seniors, and $3 for kids. Now, that show starts about 8 o'clock tonight, lasts about 45 minutes. It's a whole lot of fun, very family friendly, and it's a must-see here in Deadwood. So we hope to see a bunch of you folks at that show later tonight. Now, before we start this here shootout, I got a couple of favors to ask of everybody. The first one has gotten more and more difficult as crowds have gotten larger, but I will mention it anyway. While you're in Deadwood, when possible, please try to socially distance and or wear a mask whenever you can. We really do appreciate that. We've seen people from all over the country 6 days a week, all summer long, and we really don't want to get sick because we want to be able to do these shows with you folks. So thank you so much for doing that. We really do appreciate it. The other favor is, during this shootout, we need everybody to stay up on the sidewalks. You can sit on the curb, that is just fine, but please do not step in front of that curb and definitely don't get out onto the bricks. The reason for that is we're going to be using an 1858 Remington. It's a ball revolver. It's a real gun. Blow that thing up with 15 grains of black powder, and then instead of a lead ball, back it down with cream of wheat. That's because we're serial killers. Now you'll be just fine as long as you stay up on those sidewalks. But if you would happen to wander out here during this shootout, we would have to put a stop to the show for safety concerns because we definitely don't want anybody getting injured. Stay right where you're at and we'll be just fine. Now, there is only one gunshot in this particular shootout. The reason for that is there was only one gunshot in the true story. The shootouts that we do later in the day have several gunshots in them because they are also true stories. We research our stories very thoroughly. In fact, in our library right up here on the hill, we've got the Black Hills Pioneer newspaper going all the way back to 1876. And they wrote very extensively about this particular incident. As hard as it's going to be to believe that this is a true story, it is a true story. This is how it happened.
Well, back in September of 1876, the people of Deadwood decided they wanted a little bit of law and order in town. So they hired this man, Con Stapleton, who you just met here, to be Deadwood's town marshal. Now, there was just a little bit of a problem with that. See, back in 1868, the U.S. government signed a treaty over in Fort Laramie. They gave all the land from the Bighorn Mountains all the way over to the Missouri River to the Lakota people. So Con actually had no jurisdiction here at all. Now, despite that fact, his many exploits are well documented, including this incident from the 14th of January, 1877.
Oh, he's out again. Well, at least he's quiet. You know what, fellas? It's just the way I like it. All nice and peaceful like.
Yeah, that's a rare thing in this camp.
Oh, you can say that again.
That's a rare thing in this camp.
It's just an expression, David.
What's the matter?
You know what? Why don't you guys wake up old meathead here and get home before it gets dark?
No, you leave him alone. He ain't hurting nobody. Besides, his old mule knows the way home without hissing.
But still.
God bless the Union.
All right.
To the Union.
The Union. Oh, that was horrible. Let's have another.
The General Sherman.
General Sherman. Oh, we gotta get some better whiskey than that, folks. That's just terrible.
All right, nobody moving. You! Wipe that stupid grin off your stupid face!
Hey!
What is wrong? Oh my God, he shot David!
You take care of what I'm making a scumbag you say.
Oh, Dave, I can't believe you missed the marshal and got you instead. Dave? Dave?
Boy, that was a close one. That could have been a goner.
Oh, but Dave, you got a bullet hole right there in the middle of your forehead.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's from the good night's sleep, old thing.
Well, please let us help you out of here. It's the least we can do for you.
Well, I'd hate to be a bother to you fellas.
Oh, no bother at all, David. No bother.
Well, here's to you, boys. Oh, boys, where'd you go? Oh, well, must have locked up and left me here all by my lonesome. Sure was dead here tonight, though. Oh, I'm coming, Bob. You can't take her so mule. Oh, I think I need to take another quick nap, though.
Now, folks, the strange gets only stranger. Because not only did old David want to walk out Val Chapman's saloon that day, he continued to walk the streets of Deadwood for 67 days with a bullet hole right there in the middle of his forehead. 67 days he walked around like that, till one day he got himself just a little bit of a headache and went up to the Centennial Hotel to take a nap, and he died in his sleep. When old Doc Babcock did the autopsy on him, he said the only reason that David had died was because a piece of bone started to abscess in the wound. And that's the way things really were in Deadwood back in 1877 when old David Ludd took a bullet to his noggin. Thank you so much for being here, folks, and have a great Deadwood day.